On today's Board of Bloggers, Crystal Wright of Conservative Black Chick, Liz Harrington, staff writer for the Washington Free Beacon, and Carrie Sheffield, online columnist, Forbes contributor, and Competitive Enterprise Institute fellow. Great to have the female bloggers on The Real Story today. Yeah. All right, Crystal, let me start with you. Controversial bill, sitting now in front of Governor Pence. Similar one was in front of the governor of Arizona. She vetoed it. What's Pence going to do?
Well, Pence needs to sign it. He shouldn't bow to liberals who want to discriminate against Christians. And you know what? I have a real problem with people saying this is controversial. How is it controversial to protect people's religious freedom? And oh, by the way, we've had a 22-year-old federal law in place that the Supreme Court used to rule in favor of Hobby Lobby being able to opt out of providing birth control pills, you know, under Obamacare. So I think we've got to stop discriminating against Christians. You know, and it's well within the law for Pence to sign the bill.
Well, okay, so according to this big corporation, Gen Con, and to many others, quite frankly, Carrie, they feel that it's discrimination against gay people because if they want to go and have services done by a private business, they should be able to do that.
Right. So I agree with Crystal. There is a very strong legal case here. So, and as you mentioned, the 22-year-old law was introduced by Chuck Schumer. You can't get a more liberal man in this country than Chuck Schumer, who introduced that law. And it was signed by Bill Clinton. So, and there are 19 other states that have similar laws on the books to what's being proposed in Indiana. That being said, I'm actually trying to split the baby here. I actually think that Pence should veto it in the sense that when you're a governor, you have to balance many different interests, whether it's economic. Indiana has an unemployment rate that's higher than the rest of the country. So if we're talking about businesses, multi-billion-dollar businesses who are going to flee the state because of this you know, twisted understanding of the law.
Right. So you think that he should veto it. So far we have one vote to sign it, one vote to veto. Liz, where do you fall?
Well, I think Pence is not going to be changed by this letter. He said he's going to sign it anyway. And also, he doesn't really have much to worry about because Gen Con is under contract until 2020. So it would be interesting to see if this is, you know, if he'll call their bluff and they are not willing to break their contract. They also, you know, Chicago's their big competitor for this type of business. They can't go to Chicago either because Illinois has this law.
Well, that's so interesting because when you hear this debate, you don't learn that 19 other states have the law on the book, right?
And there are not many cities, as Liz just pointed out. Chicago is a huge convention town. So where else is Gen Con going to go? And at the end of the day, too, you know, you have I mean, I think the law is on the side of Pence. I understand about the argument on unemployment, but you had the spokesperson for Gen Con said, oh, and by the way, we're not going to cancel the convention. We have a contract through 2020.
Interesting.
So, it's not just Gen Con. Other companies, too, like Salesforce. Many other companies have spoken out against it as well.
Yeah,
so it could
you're right. More companies could come out, and it wouldn't just be one. All right, ladies, there's so much breaking news today. Sorry, we've got to interrupt it right now for another Fox News.